call me fuego. 93 like me, fire in the sheets, spending summers on the sea. It's okay though, she know way home. Better life on the day,
Who will win? We know the circle will probably win, as it has been absolutely crazy. We're going into the first game of the day, powered by Intel. Also, a big shout out to the other sponsors who make this possible, Toomey, Zowie, and Perrier as well. You guys have been awesome. So let's go now to the Titanic twosome of Paper Thin and Toby with the call.
Thank you very much to our always awesome and accurate analysts as we get ready for game number 2. Aaron Gall, we're going to be rotating between maps, and I'm kind of two minds of the map rotation thing. If we're going to touch on it quickly here, Toby, this plate map, not the best, a little bit south, but I kind of, at least from a viewership perspective, like going back and forth. It kind of keeps things fresh in my mind.
Yeah, I like it. It makes sense. It makes pretty good sense. And just to touch back on meta, coming off of a very good, I think, having very, very impressive bottom league weekend. They had 2 games in week 1 to qualify. And I think that's a lot to ask of anyone to manage to do, and they didn't. Then they come into week 2, weekly survival. They get 3 games to play. Let's see here if TSG can find Snake or Surdy. Seems to me like it won't happen. Nope. 6-snag all the way through across the bridge. They stay safe. Now in week 2, they had 3 games. Again, not impossible. We've seen Multi-Circle Gaming doing it in 1, but still a lot to ask of a team. Now they will have 15. And I want to see them qualify. I want us in the blue and expect to get your player up and alive. You can see now infantry, full speed forward. They're pulling up. Molly thrown outside. Poocher's trying to get one. It's not going to be Nurens from afar. And now Xiao Yang as well goes down. Ibi able to do damage from afar. Poocher's will fall, and that's really all they needed to do. Get one player down because there's only one here. Will they get inside? Yes, but at the loss of 2 players.
Yeah, that's a risky send, but it is pretty well centered in the next circle. So for infantry, we've seen them do it with 2. Get very deep into the game. Can they do it again? Reload on top of the stairs. Gets Diggory just barely through the top of the smoke. Now Squeaky, it's the birthday boy, up behind, trying to save the day for the Finns. Pat Cap through the window. Around the back, Squeaky catches Pat Caps unawares. And there's going to be the rest of Oath leaping ahead. They weren't quite ready for this. Some shots come into him. Blue is around, so that's going to force the first aid kit out of Squeaky very quickly. And he is going to reload and go for the second attempt. Reload is going to hold the angle. The rest of Oath watching, but they got to be careful because Buriram is encroaching from the backside.
I love how Squeaky, and how Reload is just backing off for the blue, trying to hold him out. And in the meantime, the 2 remaining players are looking up towards Noadra and Buriram, liking the way that Oath approached that one. Not overcommitting to try and get the flush on Squeaky, but just playing with the blue. They know that if they go down here, they can't get the reses up. And now they try to wrap around, but where are they going? They're going straight into Buriram once more. Balefrost down early. Just 1 left alive, trying to get away. That's Reload. Snakers is prone, trying to sit tight, and Reload forced to try and commit to the push around the side. Will manage to find himself some space towards the circle, but at the loss of 2 teammates.
Yeah, Buriram is often, once they bite, they do not let go. And they do let Reload through, but that's the only thing. Luke's vehicle's on fire. He's going to have to get out. And nope, it's not going to help him much there. SDK ends up going down in 15th. A tough rotation for them coming out of the museum. Just too many teams on the northern side bunched up around the shelter and the west end of the prison. Hansia now, Afrika Freaks. I would say probably a disappointing game 1 for them. Probably felt like they were in control of it, but they cede it to Gen G, and now they're fighting MCG at the southern end of the shelter.
They were hoping to get that win, that's for sure. Now we'll see if they can make something of this. The circle just went down towards the south. They will have to fight their through multi-circle, fight their way through multi-circle gaming. That nade should be good. No, it bounces just on the other side of the tree. Won't be able to get him down with that. Second nade is good though, and in the end it's going to be Ikari with the first one. Finds the second as well. Solid tag behind the tree, swips on over, gets a headshot followed by body shot. That's not coming in there. Now it's just Evil Lee left alive. They have a buggy. They might just opt for the try and very deadly escape in the buggy that is still inside the smoke. There is the smoke thrown down once again, so they will have cover at least for a little while longer. But as you can see here, all of Afrika over the top. Reload will run himself over. Not sure how that happened, and now EJ finds Evil Lee just somehow left alive.
Yeah, it was a hell of a flick by Hikari there. Goodness gracious, with the SKS. Now they are trying to finish the job, and Summer has been rezzed, and for all the hard work that his teammates did to get him going, he is the only one to survive out of it. Zenith, in the meanwhile, in a bit of a predicament themselves with 4am behind. Akkad, in fact, lurking on the edge. Now, Akkad, I'm kind of curious what Akkad's going to do here. Might just shoot and run, get a little damage if he can. CC has found Roth, and Zenith in between a rock and a hard place. 4am, not a team you want to be seeing behind you on the edge, no doubt about it. And here's Akkad. Oh, just whiffs on those headshots a bit too high, just a bit too high. And he's going to try to finish it off with a grenade. Blue is going to help a bit, but Forever should be able to avoid the knock status for now. And indeed, Akkad backs off.
Speaking of players that miss shots they normally would, you would never see a god miss 3 on a player sitting practically still like that. Silson, now Meta, the team that joined in just last game, trying to hold out the north. They are one of the 2 teams, VP for the west, are up here as well. They're trying to make sure that no one are going to be able to get to the circle. And right now, it's the Nates doing the damage for them. Ragnar finds the flush on one Shinboy, in the end will find Yan Lee too. So there's still 3 teams up here trying to fight their way in, and Meta are the only ones on the inside trying to hold all of them out.
Yeah, and that is going to be Zenith, finished off by CC. Nice job by him to wipe down the boys from NA. Meta still has 4am up on the hill, and they have to be very careful with that, because if 4am gets a knock, they're going to pounce. And that is quick work done by Sparking and Ragnar. Very well handled here so far by Meta. Couple teams down, but a few more still to glow, including Afrika Freaks.
1 bullet fired from 4am and 3 players just turn around on a swivel. Great job there, Spiro. I'm not sure how he managed to get summoned down before the blue takes him out, but he does manage to do just that. Phase 5 is here. GEX will fall in the end of it as well. Hikari goes down. Afrika Freaks very contradicting game to last game. Last game they were sitting in the center for a while. Now they're fighting their way through the edge. They haven't lost a player yet, but blue is still on them. Phase 6 will be coming just now, and now Hansia falls down. All the players are taking so much damage trying to make their way into this next circle. EJ falls down immediately after.
Yeah, a ton of smokes being used right on the edge, but that really gives Meta a good opportunity to just spray into the smoke and get lucky, because there aren't many angles or opportunities for Afrika to move around. And Hikari is going to try to pop out, take some more damage. Is thinking about the res onto EJ. Not much hope for that, to be honest. Tries to outduel it, but no. Meta having a fantastic round so far, controlling the northern part of the circle.
I love how they took full control out.
Shandian is potentially going to be the real thorn in this. Of course, the circle is always a precarious thing that you find in this game. And Hyrazin gonna get on the motorcycles, 2 motorcycles and 4 people on them. Infantry now over to this, a grenade here from 9 catches Ragnar. He is going to be immediately flushed out. The reinforcements from Meta a little late, as he was the scouting job. Back over to TSG, they are tearing through VP. Goodbye VP. 9 now holding through the window, gets the spray, that's 1. He is very beat up as well, but not many throwables left. Meta had to use so many in their earlier fights.
Trying to hold off. Now they do get 9 down. Longsker is still alive above, and Meta, unfortunately, will fall. I said away. Look at the vehicles here. You cannot even get up or down the staircase. They've blocked off the staircase with a dash here. You don't normally see that. But as I was saying before, it was very, very difficult. Very difficult for Meta to find a place to call their own. And in the end, they would have to scout, or would have to push forward. So let's see, down to 20 players now. Liquid playing all 4 inside the compound. Daytrade playing their 3 inside the east side too. And now TSG, they still have Longsker to deal with upstairs. But they cannot get up.
Yeah, new meta, just use the vehicles to block those stairs. I don't know if you could actually get on top of it, because you can't vault on those vehicles, and so it's going to be really tough to come up and over. And Longsker, the real trick for him is going to be dodging the throwables, the mollies, the frags that are coming in. So far, mission sort of accomplished, but that molly catches him. I think that's going to be the end of it, indeed. He does fall. TSG loses Peng, but 9 kills and 3 up for them. Northern side, lockdown secured for themselves. Team Liquid watching a couple teams around their edges. AAA is going to be the bigger threat right now. Buriram has a hill on the side, and Buriram does have the circle. So AAA going to have to try something here.
Well, you asked if Liquid, if it was going to pay off for them with the rotation that they made towards that south side compound. They just had 4 circles shift down towards the south towards them, and I'm sure they're going to be all kinds of joyous seeing this shift as well. They have the only compound inside the circle, and even better, the compound that is up towards the northeast is just exactly out. So while they will have the pleasure and the comfort of hard cover, everyone else will be fighting in the open, and as you can see, there really isn't a whole lot to fight around. Everyone who has vehicles still will try and make their move in, and if you want a free tax stock, you can go out and pick it up right there.
And give Clib that AWM, please. I love to see him bolt. Jeemzz, though, says, no, Jayers. You do not get to make that rotation. Jeemzz is alive in that level 1 US, the open top one. Spraying some shots, clips his own vehicle a bit there. Has to worry about TSG on his other side, because TSG's going to hear these shots. And for TSG, an interesting decision coming up here. How are they going to send it? How are they going to rotate into this with 3 alive? And Team Liquid moving their vehicles around, trying to keep them safe on the inside, making sure they are fully barricaded inside. JQ now on the back. Clib to get some shots in, but here we go. It is TSG. They're going to push down to the AAA. Hearing those shots, realizing that AAA was in a bad spot, they're going to try to come up over top.
TSG has been holding off the North for a long time, and now Shandy and Jeemzz are doing a great job together of taking down the guys trying to wrap around, attack all around, will be eliminated on the west side. It's going to give a little bit of space for TSG to move further forward, but they know now, with Jeemzz going down just before, that they still have day trade over the top, and they need to deal with Norrens, because as you can see, he does have line of sight on them without the compound being able to see them.
Yeah, this is a tough one. TSG in a catch-22 for sure. Norrens with a very nice up and over. Gets the knock on the volley bear with his mini. Gonna pop an energy drink. Took a little damage. Need to give yourself the healing juice to go back up to full. Buram, an unusually quiet round for them since their fight with Oath, but the circle's been favorable and they've been able to work their way kind of east to south. And haven't had many teams involved because everybody else is busy fighting over on the north and the west. And Day Trade going to hang out on top of this hill for now. Circle still keeping them in here on Phase 8, but Phase 9, of course, right in the center is where we finish.
I've been complimenting Liquid for a long time on their quick decision, not necessarily making, but commitment, how fast they are at making their moves, and they now know the circle is going to end outside the compound. When do they leave? If they're sitting there for too long, it will be to their own death. They will, like the walls that are currently defending them, will be blocking them off from getting outside the building. When are they going to leave? How many fights do we need on the hill for them to make the move on forward? Buram up here, Clib finds Canaxi, Day Trade are nearby as well, and they know of TSG's position as well. You can see now, it's when they're slowly starting to make their way out of the building. I like this. Don't sit in there for too long. Don't do what a Freak of Freaks did last game and allow for teams to continue outside. Now is when they're starting to make that move out of the city.
Yeah, and if they could clear Buriram out, or at least force them up the hill like they're doing now, that opens up basically the southwestern half of the circle. Now Flash gets a knock on to Edie. Nawadra trying to cover his teammate. Lots of smokes being used by Buriram here. Over on to Ibiza. Sees TSG's US, sees them running around the side of it. Now shooting through the smoke, shooting through the windows, hoping to catch them shooting underneath it. Very smart shooting here from Ibi. Really doing a lot of damage, a lot of hurt to TSG, but no knocks just yet. Godmeow gets spotted by Ibiza. Ibiza and Jeemzz all over the place here. Day Trade with the help as well. Gonna take down a bunch of them. Edie, the only one left. Flash has been knocked by him. He's got that AUG. He's got that level utility. Flash in his face. And now, Flash is knocked. I meant the stun in this case. Edie taking half damage. And that grenade, is it going to finish the job? It's not a... It looks like it was a stun, not a frag or a molly.
Yep, trying to hold off more smokes. It's going to be the last smoke available for ED. 5 seconds to go on the circle. Will start closing on in. Oh, this is looking grim. And I just got to say, well done by Liquid to force these teams to fight over the top. Edie now trying to prone down. Jeemzz is still on the roof. Does he see him? Oh, at least Edie spotted Jeemzz, but I'm not sure if Jeemzz got eyes on Edie. They know they have TSG over on this side. Now nades are starting to come in. They haven't had to use any yet. They got plenty left. And here comes the first knock on towards Shandian. They still need to keep Day Trade at bay on the hilltop. And that's why you're seeing Jeemzz still play the rooftop of the building for as long as he can. He needs to contain them up above. But it's not over just yet. Down goes Jeemzz. Just 2 teams left alive. Make that 3, sorry, with Edie still alive.
Yeah, Edie somehow has been avoiding the sight lines of Liquid. They're dialed into Day Trade. They want to finish the job on the team from Thailand. Grenade right in the face of Anautica. Gets the knock. Norrens almost going down as well. Going instantly for that first aid. Vehicle blown up to try to reveal the location of him. And there goes Edie. mxey with some very nice shooting. Catches him on the run. Flash, nobody left over there, my guy. He died. Check your kill feed. Norrens trying to hold on and get that res, and Flash does a whole bunch of damage. That's done just in time. Save the life of Team Liquid. Clib gets a whole bunch of damage in return.
One bullet more in the chamber. Could have been the knock onto Jeemzz, but doesn't have it. And now he gets the first hit off as well. EB does find Flash. They know exactly where they have Manatika and Nurns up the hill. This should be a very impossible anyway win for them. But as I say that, EB does fall down. Nurns finds the first. We've seen Nurns before. The beast that can do so much damage. He does take one tick of blue, and we know how much it's hurting here. 20 damage done towards him. He's going to try and crawl his way down. There are still 3 alive. They haven't committed to the rest just yet. It's 3v2. Clib peeking over the top. Jeemzz takes down Nurns. Once again, finding damage. Gets the knock. Clib is going to be able to get one in return. And now Manatika, 1v2. He has them perfectly aligned up next to each other. No helmet. Barely a vest left remaining. You can see Nurns. He's crawling for info. He knows they're on the smoke. If you had just one nade, if you had a molly, so much damage could be done. He hasn't dropped his level 3 backpack. That could be the telling sign. But the telling sign of seeing where they are, and it's going to be it in the end of it. Clib finds the kill, and Liquid, despite being quiet in the early game, rotate wisely and find themselves a win in game number 2.
Yeah, they find an open compound, they lock it down, they play the end game extremely well, being patient, forcing the teams up the hill to fight each other, controlling a ton of space in that circle, and that is a very nice early win once again for Team Liquid, who seems to be very strong on these first days, Toby. I think that's... how many... have they done it all 3 weeks? I know they did it last week. Did they do it the week before?
Yeah, they have been very early in and out of these weekly survival matches, and I gotta say, I mean, I'm complimenting Liquid for their early rotations to make that play around the south side.